Hey guys, Archie Luxury on the Archie Luxury Paw Putter channel. Guys, my good friend Mark Goldberg, the dog trainer, he's made a very interesting video, and he's very kindly given me permission to upload it. So the video he's made is Baselworld 2020 cancelled, Rolex left out in the cold. And I gotta tell you, it's an interesting video, but I gotta tell you, there's a number of rumors circulating around. Somebody was saying to me, Rolex is going to have a release in New York. That's right, they're going to have a release in New York at the Rolex headquarters. When I went to find the source document for this, it was actually a beat up by Everest. Everest makes the rubber straps for Rolex. So I've got to be totally honest with you. I don't think Everest really knows exactly what's going on, to be honest with you. I don't think they do. They have no idea. But very interesting concept. Rolex could perhaps make some releases outside of Baselworld. Will they do it? Could they do it? Should they do it? That's a very interesting thing. My own view is the Swiss are extremely conservative. They don't really get jokes. They just very staid in what they say. I personally, the pontiff, why do I earn the big bucks? I earn the big bucks to know what's going to happen when there's a fucking pandemic disaster created by the Chinese. So what is going to happen? Well, I think Rolex is going to be very low key. They're going to do nothing. Wait and see. Any releases that were designed for 2020, I think Rolex is going to can like the new James Bond movie, put it on ice. Rolex is also going to be very careful with supply. They don't want to open up the floodgates and destroy this demand and supply situation. They'll carefully regulate it. And I tell you the truth, in my honest opinion, my honest to God opinion, I think Rolex will do nothing. They will wait until Baselworld 2021, which could become Baselworld 2022, depending on how quickly this pandemic hits India, Africa, and North America. Personally, guys, I think there's going to be nothing released. Everest is shot off at the mouth saying that Rolex is going to release items that I wish they did. I wish they finally released the new movement to the Submariner. I wish they finally fixed the maxi case. There's so many things. And I wish Rolex released the Jaffa GMT. That's the orange and black GMT. But I think it's going to have to wait. That's right, the Swiss are conservative. They're very conservative. They don't really get the joke, you know. They've got no sense of humor. Very staid, very quiet. They're not going to rush and do things. Very much, they're going to just take it easy. And if in doubt, turn off the gas. That's correct. See, Rolex they're not responsible to a board of directors, a shareholders conglomerate. Rolex is a charitable trust. They answer to nobody. Even Bernie Madoff couldn't destroy Rolex when he lost a bit of their money. Even Bernie Madoff couldn't destroy them. So in all honesty, I think just wait and see, take it easy, take the foot off the gas. I think nothing new is going to happen. This could be the thing that saves Baselworld. Baselworld was kind of superfluous, but if Rolex pulls back, it may mean people wait for the status quo and they wait until 2021 or 2022 if this pandemic rocks the world. So I would love to see them do New York releases. Everest, I would love to see them do it. I don't think they will. I'm sorry. But let's take a look at Mark's video. And guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. See you later. Watch his video, guys. The dog trainer. Ow, ow, ow.
Guys, the coronavirus is having worldwide impact on things such as travel, the economy, and it is certainly hitting the world of horology. Naturally, we're more concerned about the victims and the possibility of a pandemic than we are worried about watches, but nonetheless, we are watch people, we are obsessive, we are not well. So in this video, I will be discussing what the impact is going to be on the world of watches, and as we do that, we will ultimately be looking at lots of my watches in my collection. So let me lay out an agenda for you for this video. Before we move on, please let me ask you to subscribe to my channel, and it would help me so much if you would just hit the like button when you're done watching this video, because YouTube algorithms now demand you hit like or they won't even know I'm alive. So help me grow and hit the like button. Thanks, guys. Well, that's me and a cute little chihuahua. I'm a dog trainer, as you know. Anyway, what we're going to do in this video is we will be taking a look at still photographs of a variety of watches in my collection, and I will make commentary on them to tell you a little bit about how I feel about those individual watches. And in the middle of all of that, we will be discussing the cancellation of Baselworld, as well as what my predictions are for what will happen related to not only Basel, but announcements for new watches. What's Rolex going to do? As you know, that's my primary concern as a Rolex collector. I like watches. You're going to see I have lots of watches that aren't Rolex, but nonetheless, I think we're all fascinated to know what's going to happen, especially with Rolex. Now, we're going to talk about Baselworld and Rolex and what's happening with all of that in just a second, but first I'm going to show you the newest watch I've added to my collection. It's a Doxa, guys. I will be doing a complete review of this watch in an upcoming video. Anyway, this is a Doxa 300T. It's a sub. It originated in 1967 and was worn constantly and frequently by Jacques Cousteau. So this is a real working dive watch, and it has many features that I dearly love. We will be taking a closer look at it in just a moment. So Baselworld is the most important industry trade show for watches, although it has been shrinking in recent years. That's actually just happening to conferences and conventions all over the world. Companies are finding cheaper ways to spread the word. But nonetheless, for many years, Baselworld, held in a town called Basel in Switzerland, has been the trade fair where all the most major manufacturers of watches have introduced the changes, the cancellations, the discontinuations, and the new versions. It is where Rolex typically announces all the changes, the discontinuations, and all the new stuff. This year it was to be held from the 30th of April, my birthday, to the 5th of May in Basel, Switzerland, but due to coronavirus and advisories from the Swiss government cutting back on travel and public gatherings, it has been canceled. Well, I just got the Doxa a couple days ago, and I am having a love affair with it. It's a substantial watch, but it wears really well. In other words, it's big, but even people with smaller wrists can wear it. Now, I've got a 7¼ inch wrist, so it shows well on me. Its diameter is 42.5 millimeters, and lug to lug, it is 44.5. So it's actually got a very short lug to lug, but it's tall-ish. You know, it's 14 millimeters tall, so I would say it's relatively thick, but it wears incredibly well. Probably its most notable features are the beads of rice bracelet, which we will take a closer look at in a moment, and that incredible orange dial. The visibility on that dial was scientifically determined to be perfect for at depth in water, but I can tell you wherever you are, it pops. If I'm looking at my watch winder from way across the room, the only dial that really stands out to me is that Doxa. So extreme legibility. I love it. So sub comes on a really high quality beads of rice bracelet, and this is my first experience with this type of bracelet, but boy, probably won't be my last. It's extremely comfortable and it catches the light, so it's very beautiful. Let's take a look at the clasp, which is really notable also. While you're looking at the adjustable clasp, let's get back to talking about Basel and what's happening. Here's the statement the organizers of Basel released. Direct quote, "For health and safety reasons and in accordance with the precautionary principle following the bans of large-scale public and private events, Baselworld announces that it has taken the decision to postpone the show. And they have also given new dates, which, by the way, are coming kind of fast, so I'm not entirely sure that's really going to work. But the new dates that they have announced are January 28 to February 2nd, 2021. So they are putting it back a little more than half a year. Boy, I sure hope that they can hold it then. A second important show, formerly known as SIAH and currently known as FHH, Fondation de Haute Horologie Foundation. That show last year drew almost 25,000 visitors looking at all the new watch releases. This year it was set to take place in Geneva from April 25 to 29, and it is just flat out canceled. The organizers are looking to create new dates, but they have not announced that yet. So coronavirus hitting horology hard. You've been looking at my beautiful Rolex Hulk. I would say this is the crown jewel of my collection at this time. A lot of people thought it might be discontinued at Baselworld. I didn't think so, but what will happen inevitably is the Hulk, as well as the entire line of Rolex Submariners, will receive a new movement with a 70-hour power reserve. And so far, I think I'm the only guy predicting that the super case will be modified or eliminated, and the lugs of this watch will be substantially tapered. So that's what's going to happen. Now, how are they going to announce this? Since they can't do it at Baselworld this year, I think you'll just see Rolex doing a press conference, and then immediately after that, everything will appear on their website. Here you have a Rolex Yachtmaster with blue dial and solid platinum bezel. Its reference number is 116622, and I think this is actually a bargain. It's not the newest iteration, but boy, it certainly looks identical to the newer iteration. The only difference would be a movement with a longer power reserve, but I'd love this watch, and it sparkles in the sunlight, and it's just a beautiful watch with tapered lugs, very elegant. 40 millimeters, wears a little smaller. Even a die-hard Rolex fanboy like myself needs the occasional beater or to switch it up. I also like the Seiko watches. That's the new King Turtle, and here we have the Blue Lagoon limited edition, also a Seiko Turtle. These watches are just a great bargain. When you're looking at this one in a photograph, it could be mistaken for a Submariner, but this is actually a 50th anniversary 43 millimeter Sea Dweller. In this picture, when we get zoomed in there, you'll be able to see that red line of text. Well, if you think that Sea Dweller is a big boy, take a look at the spectacular James Cameron Deep Sea Sea Dweller. It's 17 millimeters thick and 44 millimeters across, so it is a chunky monkey, but it's an incredibly beautiful watch. I think it's going to be very collectible. While we're taking a look at this gorgeous two-tone Sky Dweller of mine, let me just say, Baselworld 2020, well, they have rescheduled it for early 2021 if they're able to pull it off. I think it's going to be very, very damaging to Baselworld. So many of the big names, including the Swatch Group, are dropping out in order to hold their own more economical announcements about the new line of watches. I think Baselworld is, I don't think it's going to survive this. That's my prediction. I think within 5 years, you're going to see Baselworld completely gone, and the brands will figure out something completely on their own, or they'll open their own trade group to do this more economically. I can tell you, traveling to a conference, bringing a massive booth, having the labor to set it up, and it's millions of dollars in investments, and it can be done way more economically, and frankly, it can reach far more people on the internet. So I expect to see Baselworld go away altogether. It's kind of a shame, change of an era. Well, guys, we're going to close ourselves out of this video while taking a look at my Rolex Batman. It was discontinued at Baselworld a couple of years ago. Ironically, Baselworld is the place where all those major announcements get made. What would have happened this year? Well, we'll find out some other vehicle, probably a press conference that will be either televised or broadcast live over the internet. But hey, horology will go on, although I suspect Baselworld will not. Tell me what you think in the comments. What would have happened at Baselworld? What will the new brands be releasing? Am I right about the new movement in the Submariner? And more importantly, what do you think about those lugs? Is the super case going away? I'd like to ask for your help in supporting this channel, and it's so easy for you to do. All you need to do is order a copy of the book that I co-authored with the monks of New Skeet. Let Dogs Be Dogs is a terrific dog behavior and dog training book. So if you're a dog lover, it will help me and this channel if you order this book from Amazon, barnesandnoble.com, or stop into any one of your local bookstores. Support the channel and let's help dogs. Let's do it together. Let dogs be dogs.
Paint the sky your favorite color. Your favorite color. Paint the sky
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for Archie Luxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author, Let Dogs Be Dogs, available in bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury, he's not just a figment of your imagination.